Hey everyone, so another day we finished polishing our blade. I know I make long videos, but I'm only gonna make videos that long for one, and after that after you guys see how I do things, and then you get the picture, well then I'm not gonna basically make long videos like that. I'm gonna probably make it a little quicker. And yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about handle making. And I'll show you, there's our blade right here that's we finished sanding to about a soft or a used 400. As you can see, there's a few little tiny marks on there. I mean, it's normal. If you put it down like this, if you lay it down, it's going to do a few scratch. So I don't want to go and finish it to a mirror polish right away. I'm going to leave it to a 400, and then I can finish the rest of it even with the handle on. For the wood that we're going to be using, I mean, there's a lot of wood out there. This right here is probably my favorite. I'll get back to it. This, I believe, would be white oak, but those are parts of pallets. So if you ever wonder, how can I get cool wood? How do you get your wood? You know, I'll go somewhere where they have like hardwood pallets. And basically what you can do is just go ask them if you can get the pallets and choose some of them that have really burly wood, really nice design in them. I made a few knife handles with these guys, and they're really cool. What I do is I use a sandpaper with one of those darkest one, the ones for metal right here. I use these guys, and what it does is it takes all that dark powder and it fills up all those little gaps here. So you get the really cool contrast of all the black lines and the white wood. I really enjoy it. So this is an example of some burly wood that you can get to make handles. Really neat. And yeah, those are the rest of pallets. It's all the same stuff here. We got Sapele African Zebra. It's not Zebrano, but this is a mahogany. Sapele mahogany from Africa. A nice red color to it. I could use a nice piece like this, and once they have a varnish, they come almost like a reddish kind of color. Very nice color, very cool. It's a really hard and strong wood. You usually want to try to use hardwood if you're going to be making handles, especially because, you know, softer wood, you might drop them and it's going to make a big dent in them, or you're going to see scratches easier. This one here is some kind of a birch or a fir, but I don't know if you can see this, but the lines are so small, they're almost closer than 1 millimeter. In this one piece right here, we probably have about, oh man, about maybe 30 lines, like 30 lines of aging, which when you take that wood and plane it or make some nice design with the handle, when you got those curves, it comes out with a really nice pattern. So this is another kind of wood that you could use. And yeah, today what we're going to be using is very rare and one of the most expensive wood that you can get out there. I don't know if you can see this, but whatever is dark turns white, whatever is white turns dark. This is called Zebrano wood from Africa. And the cool thing about this piece of wood that I have here is because all the black lines are basically 90%, 90 degrees, I mean, to the cut, which means it's called quarter sawn, or it's been slashed that way, so all the grains are, you know, 90% perpendicular to your cut of wood. So basically what's cool about this is you can cut it lengthwise like that, and you put it on each side of your blade, and it makes it look like, you know, the blade is almost part of the wood. So I've got a few pieces left here. This is also Zebrano wood, but if you could see the difference between the line of this one and the line of that one is this one, the lines are nice and even like this. This one, the lines are all sideways, and for that reason, this is kind of harder to use. It's kind of tough to use to make. It's also Zebrano, but it's not the kind of wood that's really, really cool to see with the grain being cut under 90 degree. So I'm put this away, and yeah, I'm going to be using this piece here. This is a small piece, but there's no you could still use that and cut it in two and add up a piece to it and make a longer handle with like a two set of colors, which I already did. on another one of my knives. So yeah, this is just to show you what kind of stuff you can get. And I have a friend that works in big, very expensive door making, so he's got a lot of African wood, and it came from him too, this piece of wood here, Zebrano. So yeah, it was cabinet making and all kind of, not cabinet but shelf making for this one person. And so yeah, it's good. So I'm going to be using this piece here, and basically I'm going to be cutting it and right, like just like so. I know there's like a crack in this piece right here, so I'm basically going to use it as far as I can make it, and that's it right there. That's where the blade's going to be compared to that piece of wood. I'm going to draw a little line, cut the piece out, and then I'll slice it in two, and then we're going to apply it. Okay, so I took the axe and split that little piece that was too much here. There was a bunch of holes, like you can see, and it was a defect in there, but I didn't really want to have to cut through more than I have to. So I'm going to stick this in here, and I'm going to saw this with the saw that I have. This little saw here is a, I don't know, man. It's an angle cutting saw. It's those little, you try to get something that cuts as narrow as possible so the teeth are not too wide. I have some other ones here that are bigger. Axe saw would work too, but I find the axe saw is small, so it tempts to wave and go everywhere. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to start sawing it in half, but because you want to stay straight, you do about half of it. You go on an angle and you go down here, and then you go and do the same thing on the other side, just to make sure you're right in the middle. You don't want to start to go left and right or whatever. You want to make sure, you know, you stay nice and straight. Just gonna go with this and not gonna talk much, so we're gonna be able to fast forward. Okay. That looks awesome. There you go. What's good about these saws is that they don't bend as much, so they're not gonna, it's not gonna be flexy, so you're gonna keep a nice straight cut. There you go. Some people have band saws and it goes like this. I like to work by hand. I feel, you know, it makes your day go by a little faster, and that's what I like to do. That's it, that's all. No mistakes, no problems, nice and straight cut. I only got one shot, I only got one piece like this. I want to make sure I use it, and I feel that there's less mistake when you work by hand. Yes, it takes longer, but it's got more room for error. All right, it's right here. Okay, next up, figuring out the outline. Okay. I'll go a little bit wider. There you go. I like to give myself at least an 1/8 of an inch all around. So that's it right there. Cut that off. What I like to do is make a mark on the outside, so I know those two parts of the outside of it. Okay, there you go. Perfect pieces, ready to go. Ready to put right on here. That's it. You can see what it's going to look like. So now we're going to be working on trying to fill the gaps right here. There's little hole space, as you can see. I hope you can see that well. So yeah, we're going to use these pieces. You can do it by hand, or what I like to do is for these is use that machine right there. It saves you a little bit of time. I found that if I was using this piece, it's brand new paper, so it's going faster and there's less danger of getting your finger caught or whatever, the pieces going away. So I'll show you this part. Watch your fingers. Nice and easy. Make it as flat as possible. No wiggle in it, so keep it nice and straight. So I don't like mechanical things, but once in a while, look at this. It's going really good. It helps you go a little faster. It's good to go. Now we're going to check the piece. Make sure that the gaps are not too bad. I noticed that I have a spot here that's a little bit lower, so I might have to take some of the metal right here, but I'm gonna do it by hand. Oh, this segment is brought to you by La Cabane à Tuc de Brou, which is a microbrewery from East Ottawa. Very good beer with some maple syrup in there. Couldn't get any more Canadian than this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Beautiful. All right, cheers to everybody. So I hope you guys can see this. Yeah, you can see it right there. See, I'm taking my file. See how I'm touching just the middle? I'm not touching the edge. That's what I want to take out because my piece is not flat. That means it's rounded a little bit like that. So I'm gonna take that off, and then these pieces are gonna fit much better when you put them on there. It's gonna be nice and flat, so your epoxy is gonna make a beautiful line. And that's it. All right, so I took pretty much all the metal that was here that was too much without going past the spot where I'm gonna make my handle. What I'm gonna try to do now is make this end flat and even on both sides. So I'm gonna make sure I put these guys nice and even with all the lines. Make sure the lines are even. Very important. There you go. Just like so. And then you clamp it.
One.
Okay. Now you can use the machine here. Turn it on and just put that nice edge flat. Just like that. So now that's going to be a beautiful edge for the side of the knife right there, and we're pretty much good to go to make the holes. I just had an old, I don't know what this is, maybe like a tent peg or something like that. I just, any bar or any metal rod will work for pins, so that's all I'm using. Even if it's soft, it doesn't matter, as long as it's metal. Just the pin, it's not going to have any strain really went on there. I'm just cleaning it up. There's some spots. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be big enough so I'm going to be able to cut it in 3 lengths, and then I'll have my 3 pins for this handle. So I'm going to try to figure out where I'm going to put my holes. Okay.
This, and the other one goes. There you go.
Alright, that looks good right there. So what you do is you make a little bit of just a little bit of a mark with your pen. It's going to be able to take that out afterwards. And that's going to be the middle or the edge of a wood. And then I'm going to make 3 holes, so 1 there.
I don't want to have it right into this part here, so I'm going to keep it back just a little bit. So there, take it down a bit more. Try to make it nice and center as much as you want. I'd say that's good. Right there. Right there. And right there. Okay.
Now when you use the bits, you want to make the hole just a little bit bigger than your pin because you want that epoxy to get in there. That's just the same size. And the one I need is not there. But that's alright. I'm going to use this one here. And I'm going to just wiggle it a little bit just to make it bigger. That's it. So it'd be nice if somebody had a little press drill, but I don't. So So just use an old piece of wood. Oh, very important. Oh, that's good. Okay. So this metal now is soft because I know I've sort of punched it first, but that looks good there. Okay, first hole is done. I'm going to wiggle it a bit. I want it to be a little bit bigger. Not by much, but it's a little bit bigger. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect. A little bit of a slack. So the epoxy is going to fill that. It's going to be a good hole. Perfect. Now, for the middle one, gotta make sure you're even. Okay, holes are done. Looks good. You could take the time to use a caliper and, you know, measure it nice and make sure. I just go by eye. I don't know. Just look at it and make sure it's right in the middle. Symmetrical. That's it. Now that we have our holes, the first ones, clean the shards a bit. Perfect. Okay, so just so I don't have any burrs, so it's all nice and flat, so when I put my pieces of wood, they're going to sit perfect. Hey, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So now what you do is you make sure that's where you want it, and you clamp it on your blade. One side. Now you use your drill. You make sure you're square as much as possible. Look at both angles. Nice and easy. Second hole. Now, in order for the pieces of wood to be all in line, you got your 3 holes. Make sure you don't scratch your blade. I keep a piece of rag right here, and there you go. What you do now is you put those pieces together with the front perfect and the bottom perfect, and they should be in line just like that. Clamp your pieces of wood together. Okay, so now try to go nice and even, 90 degrees as much as possible. Okay. Oh, I oversized it a little bit, but don't worry too much. I mean, you don't have a press drill. It's not, try not to oversize those holes, but the epoxy will fill it. I oversized that hole just a little bit. It touched on the edge of the thing here, and my little clamp. Well, that's good. So you should have your handle pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to take this pin and I'm going to cut it in 3. So I got 3 even parts. Two, 3. Okay. So next, it's going to be the epoxy time. It's going to become like murky, but when it dries, it actually comes nice and clear. So this is a nice epoxy. I grabbed a clear epoxy. So you twist it in there and you make sure that epoxy goes nice and deep. See, it went through, that's good. Next one. It's always nice to put gloves when you do this because it's easier to take away gloves than try to take away epoxy. Same thing that you guys see in Forge and Fire. You guys seen this lots of time, I'm sure. So I'm gonna make this somewhat quick, and we'll move on to the next step. Is to dry. So we're gonna wait. There you go. There you have it, my friend. Perfectly done. Now all you do is clamp it. Clamp it. Oh yeah, this is where the epoxy is nice. It goes everywhere. I'm going to take that excess glue. I'm going to wipe it off. There you go. Not too much, just a little bit. Otherwise you're going to bend the wood and it's not going to work. It's going to create stress. So that's it. The handle is glued on and we're good to go. All we're going to do is leave it in the sun there for a bit. And there you have it. There's the handle glued up. And if you want, you can give it a little bit of a touch with some extra glue right here. These are the white balls. They're wet, industrial quality kind of wet ones, so it works good. You can take out your glue and then you could use them to clean up your blade. It takes out the epoxy when it's still wet, and you can wash the edge right there. So we're not gonna have to try to polish that side so much. The Dremel will do the rest of it. Do a nice polish. There you go. Get that out. There. So there. I just washed it all up. And we're good to go. It's another little trick. Gonna save you some time. Well, there you go. Sometime when you wait for the epoxy to dry, you can, you know, come out with a little bit of a song. Got some other style too, like my grandfather was playing this style, which sounds like a harmonica, so I might just pop one out just for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Different song. Woo! There's one right there. Oh. Woo! There you go, there's another one. A French song from the French voyageurs and paddlers. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it.